So hello everyone, myself Alok Kumar Gupta, and I have done my BTech from IIT ISM Dhanbad, and my GATE rank is 19 in 2022, and I am going to teach you engineering mechanics for GATE 2023. So the first thing is, what is the syllabus of engineering mechanics? So the syllabus is equivalent force system, equation of equilibrium, two-dimensional frame and truss, free body diagram, friction force, particle kinematics and dynamics, and beam analysis. So I'm just going to give you a gist or an overview. So what these topics are and what is to be read on that, and the more detailed will be coming on live course, which is launched by that mining Gyan family, and which start from 1 July. So now first question is, what is engineering mechanics? So it is the branch of engineering which deal with force and its effect on a rigid body. So hope you are clear with the definition. Now as you can see, what is equivalent force system, like we have a force F acting on a rigid body at point B, then we have to find a moment of that force at point A. So we just define a position vector RAB, which means that position vector B with respect to A, and just find the moment of that force F. Now if you just want to shift that force to some other point, we can do that. We just shift the force which is acting at point B to point A by just simply by giving a force F on that point and just giving a moment of that force about point A. The same, hope you understand. Don't worry, this is a simple topic which you understand from July, 1st July. So the next diagram shows the same thing. There we have some more forces acting on it, then we have just equal force on opposite direction which forms a couple. If you just notice that, and that moment will be simply given by the magnitude of one force into the distance between them. So this is a couple. Now what is then the equation of equilibrium? As we all know that what is the equation of equilibrium, like summation of force in x, y and z direction will be 0, and the summation of moment about x axis, y axis and z axis is also 0. So these are some of the equation which holds in the universe. So you can just apply, if there is some body which is in equilibrium, so you can just apply these equations. Like for truss and beam, we can also apply, we are also applying the same equation, like forces in x direction, y direction is 0, and then moment is also 0. Then there are some categories of equilibrium in two dimension, like collinear, concurrent. What is the collinear? Concurrent at a point, parallel, and then general. So what is collinear? When forces are acting along a same line. Then concurrent, when we interpolate the forces, then they will meet at a point. What is parallel? They are parallel to each other. And general means we have force and moment acting on a body. Now coming to two-dimensional frame and truss, like what is the difference between, first we just learn about the difference between truss and frame. So in truss, all the force are acting at a joint. Like if just in the second diagram, you can just see that C is a joint, D is a joint, E is a joint. If all the forces are acting only at particular joint, then we are just saying that it is a truss. Then the next question comes, what is frame? So if forces are acting in between a member, like force is acting in between the member DE, so we can say that it's a truss. Now what is plane frame and space frame? So if in a plane frame, all the members, they are in same section, means if we just draw one section, then all the members are coming in one section. And what is a space frame? Like all the members are not in one frame. So if you just draw a section, it will not cover all the frame, all the sections or all the members. So what is the example of that? Like tripod. If you just see a tripod, there are 3 legs over there, so you just can't cut a single cut which covers all the tripod leg. Now the most interesting topic is zero force member, which is I think regularly asked by GATE. So how to determine the zero force member? So I have just I just want to explain this part. Like we just consider the DG portion, DG member. So if there are some force on DG member, then which are going, so and if we just consider the equilibrium of point T, then there are some force in D, then there are some force in DC. So and if we just consider some force in DG, then who will be going to nullify that force? There is no member above point D, so it means that this member should be a zero member. The same logic applies to AB and BC. If we just consider a force on BC, then okay, then AB has some component, vertical component and horizontal component, so its horizontal component will nullify the effect of BC. But what about the vertical component of force BA? There will no member above B, so and there is no another connection also, so will be going to nullify that effect, so it will also be a zero force member. Hope you clear with it. Now the simple thing is free body diagram. You have to draw a free body diagram. It looks simple, but if we just neglect some of the forces, then the result might be devastating. So just focus on all the forces which are acting, which might be acting and which may act. So just consider that, and just if we just draw a free body diagram in a good way, then I would say that 80% of your role will be done. So just draw and then calculate. Then next is just simple mathematics, 6 to 6 or 7 class mathematics. Then friction force. In friction forces, many questions were being asked, like there are some 2 or 3 wedges kept one over another, and you have to push the lower wedge. What is the minimum lower force that you will apply, so that the upper wedge is in verge of motion, like it is not moving but at the verge of motion. So you have to determine the minimum force which should be applied on the lower body. So these are some of the typical problems which are being asked by GATE regularly. So I will be covering more on that question in the GATE in the live course. Then particle kinematics and dynamics. As you know, there are simple equation of kinematics like B equal to U plus AT, and then average displacement equal to initial velocity plus final velocity by 2 into T, and then displacement ut plus half at square, and then v square equal to u square plus 2s. Then there is kinematics. Particle kinematics covers like what is the position of particle with respect to origin or some unknown point. Then we will define, and then we have two inertial frame like non-accelerating and non-rotating reference frame. Means the frame is stable, frame is not moving. Okay, if our frame is moving, then it is not an inertial frame. Now we will define position vector xi cap, y cap and z k cap, and then velocity vector is nothing but differentiation of position vector, and then the acceleration vector is nothing but differentiation of velocity vector. So just find, and we'll do some couple of problem, then we'll just find that this is an easy topic and a scoring topic. Now coming to the beam analysis. So this is, I think, a little bit more tricky than previous parts, because there are some concept applying on it, and don't worry for that. If you just do some 5 to 10 problems, and that will be covering on the live classes, so we'll be just clear with what is beam and how to draw shear force, bending moment, and then how to find the maximum shear force or whatever is being asked on that question. So the first thing, you just have to remind that what is the support system. You have to identify which type of support is there. If there is roller support, then there will be force only on y direction, only one direction, because the body is free to move on x direction. So there is no any, if there is some force on x direction, then the body will move. There is no need to balance it. Then pin joint, the bodies can rotate about that point but is not allowed to move. So there are two forces acting on it, x and y, and obviously there will be one force acting along that member. And then the fixed, where the body is not about to move or rotate. So there are three forces, one x direction, y direction and z direction, and you can see some of the diagram. So these are some of the diagram which I will practice you on the live courses. So this is it. And now how the about the course. So you can see that what is the content that you will get once you enrolled on that course. So if you join now, you have an effective fee of 0 only. So for more query, you can contact on the number given below. And the course which will be starting from 1st July, we have 500 plus live online classes, handwritten notes, daily assignments, special doubt resolution classes and mock test. So these are some of the things, and the price is for now it's 8,000. You can contact at the given number for more queries regarding that. Thank you all.